The glass slipped from my hand before I could stop it. A shard cut my palm, but I barely noticed. My world had tilted sideways in the span of one sentence. My ex was much better than you. She laughed afterward, the sound sharp, triumphant and utterly alien. Everyone around us joined in. The room blurred into faces, all smiling and mocking me. I felt air leave my lungs. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I remember the sunlight hitting her hair that morning, a golden halo I had always adored. I remember her brushing past me in the kitchen, humming that song I loved, and thinking everything was perfect. I remember thinking we were happy. And now, in the middle of my mother-in-law's perfectly manicured living room, all of it, the past 5 years, felt like a carefully constructed lie. For weeks, I had sensed tiny tremors in our relationship. A lingering glance at her phone that she pretended to ignore. Late nights at work, that always smelled faintly of her perfume but never felt like her. I'd waved it away as paranoia, as insecurity, as the irrational fear of a husband losing his grip on love. I wanted to trust her because love, I thought, meant believing. But trust, I learned, is fragile. Like a porcelain cup held too long. I left the gathering without a word, my hand wrapped in a damp napkin to stanch the blood. My car seemed impossibly distant as I staggered toward it. I didn't drive, I couldn't. I let the keys slip to the pavement, then picked them up with trembling fingers, feeling every pulse in my veins like a drumbeat of betrayal. At home, I avoided her eyes, her questions, her explanations. I wandered the apartment like a ghost, letting every memory of her slice through me. Her laugh, her touch, the way she whispered my name at night. I could smell her perfume on the couch cushions, and it made my stomach turn. The betrayal wasn't just in her words. It was in the thousands of tiny lies that had built the illusion of us. I started noticing things I had ignored for years. The emails she deleted in a rush. The lipstick stain on the collar she swore wasn't there. The faint scent of someone else's cologne in the laundry. It wasn't just infidelity. It was a deliberate construction, an emotional engineering of my heartbreak. For days I watched her, silent, careful, cataloging every small detail, every tiny inconsistency. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I wasn't ready. Anger was a slow burn, patience a cold weapon. I needed her to feel the weight of her actions, to understand what she had destroyed. Then came the revelation I didn't expect. It wasn't just physical. It wasn't just emotional. It was her pride. She needed to prove she was desired, superior, untouchable. That's why she had laughed. That's why she had thrown my heart onto the floor in front of everyone. Her motivation wasn't love, not anymore. It was vanity. The next few weeks, I played the part of the wounded, the submissive, the forgiving. I asked her to dinner, held her hand, smiled at her jokes. I studied her reactions, noting how quickly she relaxed, how little suspicion crossed her perfect face. She believed I was broken. She believed I was crushed. She believed she had won. But I was building something else. I contacted the people she had hidden, the friends she had lied to, the network she had maintained to shield her secret life. Slowly, I let the web unravel. Emails leaked, photos surfaced, messages appeared in inboxes. One by one, the truth crept out, subtle at first, then undeniable. Her friends stopped answering her calls. Her colleagues raised eyebrows she could no longer dismiss. The laughter at the family gathering, the same laughter she had clung to like a shield, turned against her. Invitations disappeared. Social media comments carried a subtle but unmistakable judgment. She was alone. The day she finally realized it, her eyes were wide, shimmering with panic. She grasped at me, whispered apologies I no longer wanted to hear. Her hands shook. Her mask had cracked, revealing a woman I barely recognized. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just watched. You wanted everyone to see me as weak, I said softly, almost tenderly. You wanted to prove you were better than me. But now everyone sees the truth. Not that I'm weak, but that you built your world on lies. Her knees hit the floor. Her pride shattered, and she realized that the power she had wielded over me, over our life, over everyone who had laughed with her, was gone. She couldn't fabricate charm or superiority anymore. She couldn't pretend to be loved and admired. She had destroyed the illusion that had made her untouchable. And now she faced the stark, echoing emptiness of her own choices. I walked away. I didn't look back. Each step felt like a reclaiming of myself, a slow, steady resurrection from the ashes of a life I had loved too blindly. She screamed my name, but it sounded hollow, like an echo of someone else's grief. Outside, the air was crisp, sharp with the scent of rain that had just fallen. I breathed it in, feeling the sting of freedom, the bitterness of betrayal, the clarity of truth. I had lost a wife, but I had found myself. And that was a power she would never reclaim. That night, as I lay in bed, the echo of her laughter from that fatal dinner still haunted me. I realized something profound. Revenge isn't the act itself. It's the patience, the inevitability, the unshakable quiet of letting the truth rise and crush the illusions built on someone else's deceit. She had thought she was untouchable. She wasn't. And now, in the silence that followed, I could finally breathe again.